Agree.
John here says, are we discussing how people say Palmer is better than Saka after one breakout season over a kid who has carried Arsenal for 3 years? What do you make of that comment, Ches?
Wait, I wasn't listening. What did you say?
Yeah, the comment says, are we going to discuss Palmer? People saying Palmer's better than Saka. Does today prove that he isn't, essentially?
I think he's right about what I've said in the past. And if I've rattled you, well done. Thanks for the super chat, though. That's it. It's been one game. I don't know what else to say.
Having the patience and rebuild like Arsenal is not for everyone. Chelsea need genuine experience to help settle this young team. Experience doesn't need to be world beaters, just good enough to help the young ones and build a platform.
Sorry, can I just say something on his comment, please? This whole we can do a rebuild. You know, everyone was Arteta out just 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Arteta did come in and say, "This is my plan." Right, over time.
But it wasn't working.
Listen. Chaz, I've not said anything to you since. I'm just saying he did have a plan, and even when it looked like it wasn't working, we knew where the team was. We saw the progression from 8th to 5th to 2nd. We saw the progression. So the point was, even though we said Arteta out, you could see the progression every season. With Chelsea, the problem was when Poch got good end of last season, in my sense, it's like, you know what? If you bring in a few more players, get some right guys together, give this guy what he needs, barring the injuries you had last season, maybe this guy can cook. So starting with the new manager who doesn't have any experience in the Premiership, right? You have very good, talented players, don't get me wrong, but you now have a manager who's making mistakes like what we've talked about today. Playing players in the 10, playing players who were playing in preseason, putting them on the bench and playing other players. People like Lavia and Kuda Balling should be starting this. So those are the mistakes we're talking about.
Can I respond to one point you said just briefly?
Those are the mistakes we're talking about.
When you said performed well end of the season, that's where, like, even as a Poch outer, who wasn't even Poch out for a long after the season, I wasn't even saying that.
No, not you, general fans.
He wasn't playing well, bro. He wasn't playing well. That's what I'd like to hear. Like, people say we're playing good football, getting results. The results were better, but the performances weren't good. Like, even the Man United game, which I was on, that was a very, like, not lucky win, but very fortuitous win. It wasn't a great.
That was a lucky win.
I hear you, Andrew.
We're not going to go, half the season you were 12th, but because you got a few results towards the end of the season,
let's look at this.
No, we're not doing that.
I sat down here last season and I heard Chelsea fans, the first time that Poch played Enzo in the 10, the first game, they came on the channel, they went on different platforms, and they rained on Poch immediately. The first game. So I'm saying, if you've seen that in the first game, you did that to Poch, and then Maresca does the same thing in this first game, we should have the same energy to say, this guy can't play.
He's right. He didn't play in the 10. This is right. This is a fallacy. He just pressed higher. Pressed higher.
Yeah, guys. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Let's get crack on with this super chat here. I want to throw this one out to Ziad. Can someone tell me what Enzo's best attribute is?
Probably his passing ability. I'll say being able to calm down play when he wants to, but not a lot of fans have patience for that. Slow down the ball, dictate play at his pace. They don't have a lot of patience for that. I thought you saw glimpses today of his passing ability, but in general, from what I saw him in a Chelsea shirt, I'm not really bothered about Benfica and whatnot. It's probably his passing ability, passes in between lines and whatnot. Yeah.
Paul here says at least Astrid Wet can't date most of the Chelsea players as they are underage. Give Clown Lake a 10-year contract is what Paul says. I think City played it like a pre-season game. They controlled the pace, could have stepped up when they wanted to. Is what Donny.
Terry, that's one of the reasons why I went a little bit harsh on Chelsea, because City weren't even that good. City were in first gear and they beat you 2-0. Like, what if they actually tried?
Hey Sam, were Chelsea in full gear?
We don't know Chelsea's full gear.
Chelsea were in full gear.
Yeah,
we
don't know. David, we don't know. We don't know what's in full gear.
My point is like acting like Sam saying we were in full gear. You don't even like. It's just too early.
Yeah, you were in full gear. You fully were trying your best in the game. City weren't even that good.
It's been one game. And people are acting like...
My brother, I know it's been one game. But Habibi, we are on the City-Chelsea match reaction. What do you want me to talk about? Am I here?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, being sat here, being like, oh yeah, Chelsea are finished is just a bit crazy. But
I never said Chelsea are finished.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Like,
yeah.
The mood, the tone is saying. You know,
I agree with that. Martin here says, Ches, you let me down. No, Rodri and Palmer still didn't come up with a clutch moment. Just looked like he was waiting for a penalty. Is what Martin
typical
said.
Arsenal fans relying on other teams, can't do it themselves. Go win a league title and then talk to me.
Oh, Ches.
I have 13. You have 6. Ches, by the way.
Yeah, you just got rattled.
Yeah,
I didn't even hear it.
There's nothing rattled. You said go win. You said go win one, and I just told you.
Go win the league. Go rely on yourselves. Don't depend on me.
Just like your 6 relegations as well.
Rodri was out for how many games last season? They lost what? Terry, you tell me. They lost what? 7 out of 7 games. They didn't win a game in 7, right? They still didn't win the league. So why are they relying on me for? Go and do your own job. Like what we're doing here.
We're talking about today's game.
All your world-class players and Saka the snack.
The super chat was talking about today's game, Chess. It was just talking about how Palmer performed. They didn't talk about whether
they addressed me.
You basically just diverted the entire thing as you normally do. But yeah, carry on.
Man got dominated at his own home and happy like a bad bee. Do you still think Chelsea finishes above United and Spurs? I don't quite know
us finish above Spurs, but I didn't put us above United personally.
I think they're all in the same.
Ches also. I'll answer for Ches here. Ches isn't answering any of these questions until the 31st of August. He's been very clear about that in the group chat. So
being consistent.
I hear that. All Chelsea complaining. Enzo in the 10. I would have taken a 5-1 result. As in Kunku wasn't tracking back Kukurea from the left wing, let alone a 10. Is what Zane says here. So it's a process. It shouldn't take time. But once we say it's a process, it takes time. You're dunking on player performances. Pick a side. Well, do you know what? I'll answer that one and say, look, I think you can criticize individual performances without throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And I think that's what everyone means by patience. You know, I spoke about Man United on Friday. There were some really good bits. There's some bits I'm worried about, but you speak about them both equally. I think what Motok spoke about it earlier. There's a lot of polarization. It's either we're finished. This is Chelsea. We're finished. I don't like any of it. It's never going to get any better. And then some people are sitting there like ostriches with their heads buried in the sand, ignoring anything that's bad. I think you've got to be balanced. Lee here says, what happened to the day where defenders put their body on the line? I'm watching you closely, Levi Colwell. Open your body up rather than turning away. It's only a bag of air. Old school defending has gone. There
100%, because Diaz from Man City would have put his body on the line. 100%. He have done it every time. Yes, he did it. Yes, he literally was scared to get hit by the ball.
Is that David or Kimbo Slice? In fairness, David's about as big as Kimbo Slice now. I was with David in the summer.
R.I.P. Kimbo, man.
But
but Kimbo, I reckon Kimbo was taking a few extracurriculum supplements. You know what I mean? Hussam, the other top 4 candidates won't lose, right?
No, that's never what I said. I never said any of that stuff. So, Blaze, you need to stop moving like Randy Orton, hearing voices in your head.
This super chat from Damien says, patience is a virtue. Chelsea is okay, was okay today. No need to go overboard. Wait for 10 games, then give a verdict. This is coming from a gooner that had to watch Bozo Arsenal 4 seasons ago.
Damien, the problem is coming from a gooner. Gunners are patient. Liverpool fans are patient. Even United fans are patient. These guys are.
They wanted Arteta out.
5 games. 5 games. Just wait. 6-7 games. You'll see.
Arsenal wanted Arteta out.
It is true though. But that's what I'm saying. But the difference with us is
I'm lying.
No, but Ches. There will always be people in the fan base who
fans want to slot out half time.
There's a majority of fans. You want minority.
There'll always be people. There'll always be people in the fan base that will for the manager out. Hear me out. For the manager out. That's for sure. The people who have their own personal agenda and will call for the manager out and say all of that. The point was at the end of every season, you saw the little uptick in improvement in the team. And for reasonable fans, you're like, you know what? We see where this is going, right? So let's wait and see where this is going. Those are reasonable fans.
Yeah.
Of course, you have the unreasonable ones that will keep you. And if you're going to hold on to only the unreasonable ones, which is what I'm saying, Chelsea needs to come to a point where majority of the fans just accept it's a process. It's going to get better. You have very good players in your team. Very good players. my point is, at the end of the day, Chelsea fans will sit down and talk about how these players are the best players in the world, and then in the next breath say, "Oh, but it's a process." And then if you say you have to wait, they say, "No, we don't have to wait." But Chelsea, you got to pick a struggle.
It's not even the fans. It's not even the fans. It's the board that has to show patience. It's not even the fans. If the board show patience,
very true, very true.
And stop sending mixed signals. Oh, we want to keep the guy for 5 years, but we're going to fire him in 6 months. What needs to?
I guess they give him a 5 year. They give him a 5 year contract, right? So let's wait and see.
Saad here says, obviously from the group chat, says Ches sounds mad emotional.
Takes one to know one.
He does. I can't lie.
Takes one to know one.
C here says, stop virtue signaling, Andrew. John Terry was captain. Your mouth was zipped up. That you.
Well, first of all, you didn't know. First of all, I wasn't on Twitter in 2012, so you don't know me. And these guys know that. These guys know my opinion on John Terry. Should know. I wanted him gone in 2012. He's a disgrace himself. He's a disgrace. He's not in my.
And I will say that I've done enough shows and met Andrew enough times in person to know that I've heard him say that before on other occasions. So just to put that out there, 110%. I've seen and heard Andrew say that many times. Genuine question: how did Enzo end up with the captain's armband? Surely he has to start every match now. I think Chelsea need a. Could I throw this out as a question? Could this be one of those moves where the Clear Lake have said he's got to play because of what we paid? We've got to make this deal work, make him captain and play him. Or do you think this is genuinely the manager? Like, throwing it out there as a question.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that. I was going to say this. I believe they hired Enzo Maresca because he's a yes man. Not any other manager, top manager, comes in, sees the players of that quality playing that poor, would continuously play him. There's no way. Top managers will come in and they'll bench him. Mourinho would bench him. Tuchel would have benched him. Arteta would have fought for him. Arteta got rid of Aubameyang. He came from Man City with that understanding that if you're bad for the football club, it doesn't matter how big you are, I'll get rid of you. And that's what I believe. They managed to get a yes man. Now they're under pressure of keeping to constantly play a player that won the World Cup according to Chelsea fans. And now they love Cucurella because he won a Euros. And now they're under pressure. He just has to say yes. Because Enzo Maresca is a yes man, and he has under.
First of all managers and coaches are yes men.
Can I play devil's advocate? Can I play devil's advocate? Maybe Maresca is sitting down there and saying, "I see something in Enzo, and I'm going to give him responsibility as a captain." Because sometimes responsibility eventually makes you a better. I'm just saying we can look at it from two aspects. This is not about just banter, right? I've seen a player like Martin Odegaard, who we brought on loan. Did okay. We had him with what's the other guy's name that we had from Real Madrid, both of them, and the other guy went back. And when we made him captain, I was like, this guy is too quiet. He's young, you know. But we've seen what being a captain can do to a player. It can actually make some players step up.
Is he thinking, Dio? Is he thinking that he's won things? Do you know what I mean? Even at international,
he's also thinking, you've won the World
Cup. I don't agree. He should be after the summer, but.
So Danny Ceballos, sorry, that was the name I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's it. My problem is that shouldn't have topped what happened this summer. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. No, I agree with you.
And we all know, don't we? If this guy was worth 10 million, he wouldn't be at the club right now. Or we paid 10 million, he wouldn't be at the club right now. It's all because of what we paid for him.
Drew, I totally agree. And
by the way, Hamza, all managers are yes men. Even Pep Guardiola is a yes man.
No, Pep Guardiola will bench. He got rid of Ronaldo.
Yeah, he really wanted Calvin Phillips. Yeah, he really wanted Calvin Phillips. Yeah, really wanted.
This here says, "What's your opinion on Chelsea extending Palmer's and Jackson's contracts for 2 more years?" I'll throw that to Ziad.
It's a good move. Rewarding them for their performances last season. Look, we didn't finish well in the league, but if the players perform well, the board are clearly showing that you'll be rewarded for that. Palmer and Jackson are great examples. And now you get us into the Champions League football, and now you get even more of a reward. Simple as that.
Blaze says Enzo Maresca's first game against league champions and no agenda CB comes in and slates the whole team and manager for rivals in the chat, but he has no agendas. God's will here says CB chatting absolute rubbish, no logic whatsoever. Chelsea shouldn't be talking about top 4. We have been doing that for 7 years, you moron. Chatting bollocks is what God's will says. Izzy here says you need a keeper and a striker. You have to ask why, with over 1.5 billion spent, why Jackson up front looking like Eddie Nketiah on red.
And give Sanchez a chance, Terry. Give Sanchez a chance because he can play the ball. Give him a chance.
Even Barca with Iniesta and Xavi struggled to score at the bridge due to the small pitch. Just look at the stats. What chance is clone a Guardiola have? James here says Maresca talking about being as good as City is an absolute joke. Clueless manager who won't be here on the 1st of January. Chelsea absolute ceiling is 6th, is what James O'Mara says here. The Chelsea brother, you still on Rice and Co. Or is Enzo on the big fraud watch after all? Felt Palmer sprayed some good passes, but had to drop deep, is what Sky King says here. Look, absolutely fantastic show.